We must do better. Mankind must become better.
Happy President's Day. This is a very important holiday, and it's unfortunate that the government of the United States has decided to merge George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, Lincoln being born on February 12th and Washington being born on February 22nd, because that may serve to dull the memory, the national memory of what they both represented. As people know, I had an amazing meeting yesterday in New York City, and one point that was raised is not one single presidential candidate is currently discussing the looming ahead of us 250th anniversary of the founding of our republic. That may be because we have lost our way, and many Americans are quite confused about what the American Revolution really meant for the world. So I'm going to share with you one brief quote today from George Washington from his farewell address, which is a very beautiful document, probably assisted by his very close friend and aide, Alexander Hamilton. And I will show it here so you can follow along. He writes, "The unity of government, which constitutes you one people, is now also dear to you. It is justly so, for it is a main pillar in the edifice of your real independence, the support of your tranquility at home, your peace abroad, of your safety, of your prosperity, of that very liberty which you so highly prize. But it is as easy to foresee that from different causes and different quarters, much pains will be taken, many artifices employed to weaken in your minds the conviction of this truth, as this is the point of in your political fortress, against which the batteries of internal and external enemies will be most constantly and actively, though often covertly and insidiously, directed. It is of infinite moment that you should properly estimate the immense value of your national union to your collective and individual happiness, that you should cherish a cordial, habitual, and immovable attachment to it, accustoming yourselves to think and speak of it as the palladium of your political safety and prosperity, watching for its preservation with jealous anxiety, discountenancing whatever may suggest even a suspicion that it can in any event be abandoned, and indignantly frowning upon the first dawning of every attempt to alienate any portion of our country from the rest, or to enfeeble the sacred ties which now link together the various parts." I will add, even in those days before the so-called Civil War, which was, of course, instigated by the British, there were attempts, including by Hamilton's assassin, Aaron Burr, who wanted to carve off parts of New York to divide the nation. So George Washington was absolutely cognizant of this. And just this last paragraph, "For this, you have every inducement of sympathy and interest. Citizens by birth or choice of a common country, that country has a right to concentrate your affections. The name of American, which belongs to you in your national capacity, must always exalt the just pride of patriotism, more than any appellation derived from local discriminations. With slight shades of difference, you have the same religion, manners, habits, and political principles. You have in a common cause fought and triumphed together. The independence and liberty you possess are the work of joint councils and joint efforts of common dangers, sufferings, and successes." And I would say that the common enemy was the British Empire and the colonial view. And although we today have more different religions in our country, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, various other religions, all those that hold that human life is sacred, that have the principle do unto others as you would have done unto you, who have a sense of a power of creation, of natural law that is beyond each of us here in our mortal existence, can absolutely share in a common mission for the good of mankind and the development of the creative potentials of the individual. That's what our nation was dedicated to. It is to those principles we must return. And in case you didn't know, I'm Diane Sayre LaRouche, independent candidate for U.S. Senate. Happy President's Day.